Hi everyone, welcome back to a new Kevin's Kreations here on Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
I'm Cardwell.
And before we get into today's deck tech, we're going to talk about our Patreon. We do have a Patreon, so for those that don't know, go check it out. The link will be down below. Thank you for giving us some support and always liking our videos because we got a lot more fun things coming down the pipeline. So just click that little likes, and then
Yeah, just show us love. We'll show you love.
For sure.
That's how it works.
So for today, the deck we're showing is super easy and it's super basic. But I call it shout out to Ragnaros because you're the main man. By fire be purged. So if you don't understand, we're playing fire.
Yep.
We're playing red and we're burning them in the face. If you want to play as Trogdor and burninate the countryside, you get to do that in this deck. That's what we're doing.
It seems to be an archetype that's not really there in Force Will, but it is there.
Yeah.
Just no one talks about it.
Yeah. So I decided to build burn and wanted to see what it could do, and we're here with showing it.
Oh yeah.
So, of course, I wanted to play Isis because she's girl and she's got the rune that has burn on it.
Yep.
It's not the best rune. We'll talk about it. But so Isis, she is Divinity 10. She judgments for 2 red and 2, and energizes for a red. Her judgment's a little heavy, but it's okay. I'll deal with it.
We probably won't even be judgmenting, to be honest.
Like if you're judgmenting, that's kind of
Weird.
a last op really in this. But she's a 14/8 with Divinity 10 and first strike. So pretty awesome when you're attacking. You can pay a red, she deals 200 damage to target J/Resonator. You can pay a red, this card gets precision, or you can pay 2 red and this card gains barrier.
Which is very nice.
So
especially with her stone.
Yeah, she can protect herself, so your life is pretty simple once she's flipped. I mean, she's still attackable once she's already attacked, but it is what it is. Alright, so her runes, or the runes that I chose to use. I got Sand Awakening, because I mean, it's good. It's 1 red and 1 colorless for Divinity 1, quick cast, chant/rune. You may pay a red less to play this from your rune area, and target resonator gains +2/+6 until end of turn, or if it's a fire resonator, it's +8 or +4/+8.
Yeah.
So our dudes are fire, so it's going to be +4/+8. And then next up is Sandstorm.
Of course.
1 red, Divinity 1. You may pay a red less to play this from a rune area. So this card deals 200 damage to each resonator your opponent controls. So for free, you just deal 2 to their board.
Yep.
Awesome. And Sandstorm goes real well with Giant Sandstorm, which Giant Sandstorm just adds a dragon. And in 4 mana. So it's 4 red for Divinity 3 rune. This card deals 800 damage to each resonator your opponent controls. So for 4 mana, you place Giant Sandstorm and a Sandstorm, and you deal 10 to the board.
Yeah. Because you're playing burn, so you're gonna be hitting their face. So this is the way you get rid of their creatures.
Yeah, you need to be able to protect yourself, and that's why Giant Sandstorm's there. Because you don't have we're not really playing dudes.
No,
it's not really what we're doing. And then I got Concealed Khopesh, which is 2 red and 1 for Divinity 3 rune. This card deals 800 damage to target player.
Seems good.
Take it.
Yeah.
This one is 4. And then her Master rune, which is still, it's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a Whirlwind Conflagration. 5 mana for Divinity 2 Master rune. Target up to 6 players and/or J resonators. This card deals 2 to the first, 4 to the second, 6 to the third, 8 to the fourth, 10 to the fifth, and 12 to the sixth.
We have the playmat right here, actually.
Yeah. So the meme with this card was that you can choose all 6. That is not true. You have to.
No.
You can't shoot the same target for all 6. Is what I'm saying. You have to have different targets for each one. It sucks for that, but it's okay. Because you gotta remember that you're a target, your dude's a target, then their dudes are targets.
Yeah, and then their face is a target.
Yeah. So if nothing else, you're like, I'll take 2. My dude takes 4. This dude takes 6. Your dude takes 8, your dude takes 10, and you take 12.
Yeah, you somewhat have to let them build up a board for that, but it works.
Yeah, but it's there just to be like, hey, extra damage to your face, because that's what we're doing. We're trying to burn them down as quick as we can. And with that, we got a couple resonators to help, and then the rest is just burn.
That's about it. With the help of it's a Magician of Molding. It's 1 red, 1, 6/6. If a rune you control would deal damage, it deals that much +2. So not too bad, just to help out a little bit.
And it helps either killing the board or dealing to the face.
Yeah.
So your Khopesh for 3 mana deals
8.
10 to their face.
Oh yeah, 10.
If you have one of them in play. If you have multiples, it deals more. But the likelihood of that is very slim.
And that's a pretty good curve. You just immediately play this. Hopefully they don't kill it because they're like, okay, whatever. And then bam, to in the face.
Yeah, pretty much. And the next Resonator, the only other Resonator I have in the deck is Welser, the Archmage of Fire. He is 3 red and 3 for a 14/14. And whenever you play a chant, you copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once per turn. But he's got a God's Art of Grand Entrance, which is 2 red. Reveal this card from your hand. Put this card from your hand into the field. At the next end of your opponent's turn, remove this card from the game. Play this ability only during your turn. So you only do those once. You can only do that once per game. But the turn you need it, you can just be like, put him in for 2. Play some burn spells to kill you.
Take 14.
Yeah.
4.
It's just super good.
Yeah.
Because he just helps you get there really, really quickly.
And then like with the combination of that, like it can just get really out of hand of how much damage you can do real quick.
And so you're aware, Welser does allow copies of Sandstorm to happen because it is a chant still as an addition to a rune.
Yeah.
So
So
essentially get extras.
Fun times there. And hopefully also after they sideboard all their kill, you can actually just play him for 6.
Yeah.
And then see where that goes.
Yeah.
Keep him there for a while.
Yeah, if he gets to stick, then your life is much simpler.
Oh yeah.
Because you're just like, all my spells are copies.
Hurt. And to help with the damage is addition, Runes Beneath the Sands. It's 2 red. At the end of your turn, this card deals 200 damage to target opponent or Resonator. Just opponent, really. And if you have 4 or more runes revealed, it deals 400 damage instead. And with what we're doing, we're trying to kill and burn, that should be easy enough.
Yeah, you'll get it. Essentially, you'll get that on turn 4. So, I mean, turn 2, you want to play that and get it out there to just deal some extra damage.
Yeah.
And then the sooner you get it turned on to 4 runes, the better.
Oh, yeah. And to help with all the little dudes in the meta right now is Home of the Ultra Dragon, 2 red and 1 edition. Whenever a Resonator with total cost 2 or less enters the field, this deals 600 damage to it. So...
This card is such a sleeper card, and I'm so sad that it's not used.
Yeah.
Like, people undervalue this card a lot because it gets rid of everything. That, like, John Darks, they just die unless they have 3 dudes.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise they just die. Any Mana Dork just dies. All the little 2-drops that people like to play, they pretty much just die.
Yeah. Lorai dies, and of course, never mind, I couldn't even remember another 2-drop. Pael, right?
Yeah.
Because she comes in and then uses the strength counters and then gets bigger, right?
Yeah, so it either forces them to use strength counters early to save her, or she just dies.
Yeah.
And, like, that card totally destroys Keurig. Like, that's what it's there for.
All the whole pigs and everything.
All the pigs die. All the little dudes die. It's just what it's for.
Yep.
You're like, oh, cool, it's a 2-drop. Take 6. That's why I only have a couple of our 2-drops, because your dudes are not safe from it either. So they'll take 6 as well. So you got to make sure you're ready for that. So if you have it in play and you want to get a master rune, the rune chick out that makes your runes do more, then you play it and then you Sand Awakening your dude in response to the damage. It's kind of a waste of a Sand Awakening, but it's not because you're saving your dude.
Yeah, and you don't have many creatures to use it on anyway, so there you go.
Yeah.
Alright, the next one is, tell us about what, Fiend Fire?
Alright, so the next card is one of our, like, end spells, like, / let's just finish the game.
Yeah.
And it is Fiend Fire. It is a red and X. It has not seen play for a very long time because it's really not all that great.
No.
But wanted to use it because it hits the face. That's what it's for. So red and X, this card deals 200 damage multiplied by X to target player or Resonator. If you spent black to pay for this card, you gain that much life. So we do have the Null Stone to pay for it. So you can just be like red and black and then X.
Yeah.
Or that the black still counts as part of X. It's just an additional thing.
And even if you're paying, 3 is in the X, that's a 12-point life buffer.
Yeah.
You deal 600 to them, you gain 600, then you're good.
Yeah, it's still worth it just because you're just it gives you that little bit of extra.
If only it was quick cast, then it would probably be used. I don't know.
It'd be super strong if it was quick cast. You kidding me?
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of quick cast, is a Heaven Sundering Dragon Palm as always. 1 fire, quick cast. Choose one, which is probably going to only be deal 400 to your opponent, but you can destroy target dragon or 500 to a Resonator.
Yeah.
And we don't have. I don't know if you have the strength.
We don't have
stones.
ways to make strength counters.
So you only get to choose one. So just 4 to the face.
You can do strength counter combo if you want with the dragon lands, but I just chose not to.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Next up is Fictitious Fire, and it's the first actual burn their face card besides the runes. Fictitious Fire is a red and 1 for quick cast. This card deals 600 damage to target player or J Resonator, and if you have Null, which is no cards in hand, this card deals 800 damage instead.
which most of the time burn will always just have no hands. So
yeah, I mean, you get there.
it works. The next one is Callous Blaze. One quick cast, red and 1. Deals 600 damage to target player or J Resonator. Simple as that.
Next up is Scalding Breath. It is the dragon. It's a chant rune, but in the deck it's played as a chant. But the chant rune actually matters. So you can pay 2 more to play this card from a rune area, which it's not. So whatever.
That's like the worst rune that I've seen. It's like,
yeah,
just do 700, but you gotta pay 4 for it, right?
yeah, hey-o! But yeah, this card deals 700 damage to target player or J Resonator. So it's mostly just played in the deck. But with the rune chick,
the Magician of Molding.
yeah, she makes it deal 2 extra more. So you're just like, cool,
900.
2 mana, 900. Thanks. It's life.
That's almost 1/4 of their life,
yeah.
just for 2 mana.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Of course, the next one is one of your favorites, right? Eruption.
Mm-hmm.
2 red and 1. This card deals 800 damage to each Resonator because you need to control the board all the time, every bit you can.
Again, we're playing 6 Resonators and 1 J Ruler.
Yeah.
So you have no board presence. You just shoot face.
Yeah.
So you need all the board wipe you can has. Next up is Magic Impact. So this card is kind of bad. Let's get real. But it does what it needs to do in this deck. So 4 mana, this card deals 1100 damage to your opponent.
That's it.
So you're like, bah, take 11. Thanks. All day.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. You're just burning your opponent. Dot. And for God help them, if you have 6 mana and you have not Welsered yet, you're just like, flash in Welser. Take 22 for 4 mana. That seems good to me.
By that turn, they're probably dead.
Yeah. I mean,
because there's no way they should be not below 20 by that point.
Yeah, if you get to 6th turn and they're either gaining a lot more life than you can handle,
yeah,
which is kind of your bane, just FYI.
But that's why we have board clear all over the place.
And then the final card of the main deck is Ancient Impact, because, I mean, why not?
Spirit Bomb there.
Yeah, you're Spirit Bombing what's left. So red and 7, this card deals 2,000 damage to target player or J Resonator.
There's so many numbers on that card.
Yeah. Essentially, you're just paying 8 to be like, hey, take half your life. Wow.
Yeah.
That's its purpose. And it's just really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like super good, don't get me wrong, because it costs 8. But
if you get there, if you need it, then it's there.
yeah, if you get there, you get there. And you're just like, hey, take half your life. Thanks.
Yep.
Wow. But that's it as far as the main board. The stones are really simple. We got 4 Null magic stones. You could change one of those if you wanted. And the Null stone is add black or add a red. This card deals 200 damage to you. And Null, you banish this card and it adds a red and a black.
Which is meh.
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen with the Fiend Fire now that I think about it, but...
Yeah, but mostly it's only there just to give you the Fiend Fire's gain life.
Yeah.
You don't really care what your life total is going to because you're already going to take damage. Then we got 4 Magic Stone of Dueling because it's her stone that helps her back her Judgment side or J Ruler side because it adds a red, or you can produce 2 red and spin this wheel only to activate abilities or J Rulers you control.
And there's literally no downside of just not using that second part because it doesn't come into play tapped or anything. So it's just like a Fire Magic Stone with upside.
Yeah. And then the last is we got 2 Fire Magic Stones.
Yeah.
So, because you need the red.
Because why not?
And that's really about it as far as the deck goes. There's a couple honorable mentions. One, you could put in more Sandstorms in the main board if you think you're going to play against more creature heavy metas. Because then the Sandstorm and an Eruption is 4 mana, deal 10 to the board again.
Yeah.
Because you have to actually pay for Sandstorm if they're in the main deck. But it is what it is. Or you could go the Dragon Ore as one of the magic stones and use all the strength counter cards. I chose not to because I didn't want to add an extra thing into this.
Yeah.
But if you go that route, you can use Power Spike, which is essentially Magic Impact. You just have to remove strength counters. So 4 mana, deal 1100 damage to target opponent. So if you want to go strength counters, you can because it gives you options to other strength counter cards. I just didn't really want to because Magic Impact is just easier for me.
Kevin, that sounds like burning, but with extra steps. Doesn't make sense.
I mean, I didn't really want to do more steps.
Yeah.
I just wanted to burn their face off.
Yeah, that's all you want to do.
And so that's what I went with. But the deck list will be down below, guys. Thank you for checking it out. I hope you enjoyed it. You'll get to see this deck played a lot. It'll be fun. And we'll see you burning it in the countryside. Later.
Bye.
Also, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all of our future content, make sure you tap that bell.
And go ahead and check us out on our streams. Don't forget to support us on Patreon, and thank you for staying here on the island.
Later, guys.
Bye.